Hello everyone, welcome back. It's a rainy, dreary day here in the hills, but as you can see, the tractors are at rest, if you will. Ground's too wet to work. Ground's too wet to work, so we're kind of in a holding pattern, hoping for the weather to cooperate, I guess would be the best way to put it. But the weather in farming, any of you guys that farm know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna try to explain this the best I can, but we'll start at the beginning. Okay, why can't we work the ground when it's too wet? Well, we're prepping a seed bed, and the goal is to condition the ground that we're working to where the seed or the plant, the transplant that we put in there, has the best chance to grow and reach its full potential. Okay, so if we work the ground too wet, turn around here where I can talk to you. If we work the ground too wet in our soils, and once again that goes back to something I harp on all the time, knowing your ground, knowing what your ground likes, what it wants, what it does, blah 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 blah. If we work the ground too wet, what happens is we compact that soil, and when we compact that soil to a point that it becomes hard around that seed, and I'm gonna fasten you guys down here where we can talk. The soil becomes compacted around that seed, and it's hard for the roots to break through that soil to reach out and gather the nutrients for the plant. Okay, so that's a no-no. So we have to wait till the soil's dry enough that we don't have that condition. So that's why we're not in the field today. But so we have to wait for it to get dry enough. Now, does the weather always cooperate? No. Sometimes, depending on the soil, we can work when the ground's a little wetter and not run into that issue. Sometimes we have to go and, we're borderline. It's all goes back to knowing what that's like. Now, in the bigger scheme of things, the weather. Farming and the weather. So, okay, I need to plant this coming week. I have the ground prepped for fertilize. So, if the ground moisture gets to the point that it'll work, it's ready to incorporate the fertilizer in to prep the seed bed for planting. Hopefully, it'll fit into my schedule. And this is where some of the high stress of a part-time farmer comes in. Any farmer. But, part-time farming, there's other responsibilities that I have. So, let's say Tuesday the ground's ready for work. I work an 8-hour shift. Son's got a baseball game, and I'm not missing the baseball games. I go to the baseball game. It's over 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night. Then I go get on the tractor. And then I prep the ground to 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. The next day, if I have something pressing at work that I have to be there for, I'll go pull another 8-hour shift. 3 hours sleep, back to work. That evening, finish incorporating the fertilize. The following day, back to work. That evening, plant the corn. That evening, we may have another ball game. Plant the corn that night. Next day, back to work. Go back and put the pre-emergent herbicides on it. not that I'm complaining, I'm just trying to lay out why, you know, in my case, that particularly last year, burnout became a concern. You know, at some point, something's got to give. The day job, can't leave HIP. I'm not farming enough ground, whatever, to farm full time. I would love to do that, but I can't. And, you know, family responsibilities, you know, what's the point of making a living if you're not living? So you know, to me, those family responsibilities are priority one. And they've not always been there. And, you know, I have found myself doing that. So, in the big gamble that's farming, the weather is a huge component of that. And often, you know, it's something that, you know, we have no control over. On the flip side, you know, once we get this planted, I want it to rain. It may not. You know, it may turn off extremely dry and the crops not germinate well, seeds not germinate. So, you know, there's a balance. But why farming is a stressful job, there's a lot of reasons. But one of the big ones has been and always will continue to be the weather. It is a variable that we can't deal with. And, you know, you have to take the approach, I'll get it when I can, which is where I'm at right now. Got to work tomorrow. I might be able to get out early and possibly get the ground ready for fertilize. Following day, get the fertilizer incorporated. Once I get the fertilizer incorporated, the margin of moisture in that soil widens out a little bit for me. I can plan HIP a little wetter than I can till it, if that makes sense. But once again, when that planter puts that seed in that ground and it compacts down around it, if that soil with that clay content is wet, it turns into like a brick around that seed, and the roots can't expand out through it, or they have a harder time doing it. So that's one reason it's so critical for us, for me, with the soil that I am farming, that the moisture content be correctly. I was hoping to have this video of us getting the ground ready for the planter, which is sitting back there. Got to get it out and get it ready and get going. But if we can get some seed in the ground this week, we'll be okay on time. Hopefully we'll get going and start getting you guys some videos of us actually doing something instead of me running your mouth. But if you like what we're doing, hit that subscribe button. If you have a question or comment, please do so. Been trying to read the comments. Been a little busy. Bear with me. Don't know that I've responded. Maybe since it's a rainy day, I'll get around to doing some responding. Appreciate all the comments. Everybody said it was good to see me. That was a little, I appreciate that. But you know, it's good to see the comments too. So until next time, when hopefully we're doing something, everyone take care of yourself, and we'll talk to you guys later.